Welcome everybody to your Wednesday night CEA Seeds match. I'm King of Dopenshire here with.
Hey, I'm C-Dubs.
So tonight we have an interesting match. We have TTU versus TTU, and that is Tennessee Tech University on blue versus Texas Tech University on orange. And if that's not more confusing, including the fact that all of their university tags are both TTU, I don't know what is. So you're in for a wild match. TTU is going to win. Which one of them? I don't know.
Personally, I'm willing to take a bet on stream for $20 for TTU to take this.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna bet against you and go for TTU. That's just my guess, though. Jokes aside with that, and those jokes will not stop because we are going to be very confused tonight. Our first map for the night will be TTU's pick. We are going to start off on Bank, followed by TTU's pick of Clubhouse, and that is Tennessee Tech and Texas Tech in that order.
And so on these maps, we will see TTU attacking first on Bank, followed by TTU attacking first on Clubhouse. Notoriously, these maps are and do lean a bit more towards the defense side, so we'll have to see exactly how these teams are possibly going to be able to rally back off of a deficit, or if their attacks are really as strong as they want them to be.
Yeah, while we wait here to get into our first map for the best of two tonight, we have a little bit of statistics so far. Texas Tech and Tennessee Tech are in the same division, Division 3 for Open League. And currently, Texas Tech is sitting at second with a 2-0 win-loss ratio, and Tennessee Tech is sitting at fourth with a 1-win, 1-loss ratio. Now, it's still week 3, so that can change for either teams. They could both go 2-1. Texas Tech could possibly move up to first here. For those of you that don't know, if a team is tied, like let's say Texas Tech and the team above them are 2-2, both have 2 wins and 0 losses, it goes to a round differential. So even if you win, you could still not be first, just based off round differential. So every round counts here on CEA, and hopefully soon we will be getting into Bing. C-Dubs, what are your thoughts for what we're going to see here on this first map?
I've had the pleasure of watching TTU play sub against and scrim against my B team. They seem like a really organized team. They really kind of know what's going on. Their attacks work quite strong. I don't have very much intel on TTU, the other one, which not confusing at all, by the way. But I think we're going to see a 4-2 split on both sides of defense. Possibly, I really can see this either being a tie on both maps or possibly even just a split on either side, depending on how momentum goes. Maybe one team just has somebody looking at sandwich or sort of Asian on the team side to really step up and sort of don't know much about the other side.
Yeah, I personally, as with most open league teams, have seen neither of these play. So I will definitely be sorry, in for some surprises tonight. Uh what do you think is going to be the stronger side here, attack or defense on this map?
Definitely leaning towards this defensive side, especially how the bans are most likely going to go. Bank is a really big map. I'm expecting definitely on the attacking side to see a Jackal ban. He's such a powerful operator. It's such a roam heavy map that you always have to watch your flanks, and whenever you can just flush out a roamer by scanning those footsteps, it really gives so much intel to these attackers trying to do possibly like a top down roam clear or even just go straight into sight, knowing where this like the roamer is flanking or where he's playing. Just really strong.
Yeah, and I agree. I see a lot of open league teams where they fall flat on bank is not effectively roam clearing on attack, or once they roam clear, not efficiently moving from that top floor to the first floor and possibly the basement, depending on the site they're attacking. So it's really all about how efficient you can drone and how well you really roam clear that top floor. And with that, we are going to start our first match of the night, which is going to be Bank followed by Clubhouse. TTU on attack, TTU on defense to see how the bans fall. First ban should be coming in here momentarily. Looks like it is going to be a smoke. That is a Thatcher, not smoke. Sorry about that. Texas Tech is going to ban Thatcher for their first. What do you make of that ban?
Most likely, I think when you have a Thatcher, you're going to try to deny the vertical play from the hatches. And when you accompany it with a band like Habana, it's going to be really hard to provide vertical pressure on that basement bomb site. The hatch, the two hatches in open area, plus the hatch in um, bottom square, they just provide so many angles for post plant for these defenders or for these attackers to hold and makes retakes really difficult. And so, as we're also going to see a Mira ban, which, as if you've ever attacked a basement bomb site with a Mira playing in that little section of red, it's very hard to take a server side push.
Yeah, I definitely think the more interesting bans are the Thatcher Hibana combo. We're definitely going to see Kaid come out a lot because having only thermite to take out hatches and whatever reinforced walls you want is not enough. You definitely will need a Maverick because that Hibana is not going to be there, nor that Thatcher. However, instead of that, they're going to opt to take IQ and Texas Tech running a pretty strong lineup in terms of intel.
I think we're definitely going to see Pokey Spartan on this pulse playing in gold, like that blue vault area, sort of scanning through the wall, preparing for a standard server side take. But we'll actually see Antidote go ahead and six pick onto that Maverick we were talking about, really make use of his utility and get these hatches open to help this attack out.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Yeah, it's looking like I'm interesting to see how they use their roamers here. I can definitely see Pokey roaming with that pulse. Definitely going to be a strong roamer. Moonkiller definitely going to put a black eye here in garage. Yep, we're going to see the camo down on that SUV close to the garage door. It's going to be interesting. They're going to have IQ to attack this. Tennessee Tech will have that utility there to prevent the utility, but they're going to have to get inside. Vault camps such as that, you're going to have to take control of server room in order to get
When you have a Vault Cam like that one underneath the desk, as you move towards a later round push, as possibly like you're rushing into server, if you're an IQ, you're most likely not going to have your scanner out as the time does dwindle down and you're feeling pressured. So a Vault Cam like that could really survive to the end and give a lot of necessary intel to these defenders as the push goes forward.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. The later the round goes, the harder it is going to be to clear that utility. Sorta Asian already using that IQ scanner to kind of scope out the front lobby, second floor area. Not really going to see anything at all. Nothing showing up except the default cam. Possibly a pulse scanner there. That's actually going to be very effective against pulse too. Let's see. Pokey falling all the way back to Vault. Chuck from Tennessee already droning in. Looks like they have control of open area. This is going to be pretty big as they can now push down through Skylight stairwell. They're going to have Mayor scoping out garage as Sorta Asian tries to clear more utility, second floor.
So now as we see, the smoke will be going ahead and wasting out some utility, trying to slow down this push towards these top blue stairs and really denying entry into the server side attack.
Yeah, that's a common strategy you see a lot of teams, especially in open. I see opt to play that. Ooh, little firefight between Mayor and Garage. Gonna take a lot of damage, but still gonna keep their life for now. Espen using that Maestro cam. Still sees that they're there. Running a little low on time for Tennessee as that hatch is going to blow into Vault.
And now as we will see, there's a minute left and they haven't really gotten as much map control as they most likely would. There's still the Jaeger alive in that inside server rack. Yes, as IQ is able to go ahead and take out the Maestro as he's pushing down towards this main lobby garage side. Going to be looking to hold a rotation out of Red Hall. Hopefully going to try to be able to deny the Nitro play in through on a server plant.
Yeah, that was definitely a vital refrag by Sorta Asian as that Maestro is now going to be out with only 37 seconds left in the round. They're trying to get that open hatch open. It will go as Moonkiller picks up Sorta Asian, looking better for Texas Tech as with 30 seconds, Tennessee Tech, has a diffuser, but they do not have any control of the first basement floor.
And with 2 nitros still on the board, as well as with the pulse on intel, this Jaeger is in a very strong position, but is instantly refragged out as another player, as bait has rotated from blue stairs up into on top of open area hatch. It's all up to Chuck, who's pushing through without diffuser. It seems like this round's a little bit over.
Yeah, they had control of diffuser from the hatch. Not much they can do there. Texas Tech going to come away with the first round win of the night, putting them up 1-0 to Tennessee.
As TTU's gonna look to take this momentum against TTU, my guess is they're most likely going to go up to the CEO bomb site and try to continue out. Hopefully, we'll see some impact tricking, which would be kind of nice. A nice little show of skill if they're able to deny breach onto those open area walls.
Yeah, impact tricking is a very common strategy. Actually, we see there a lot of teams opt to do that at that site because a lot of teams really like to push from the skylight stairwell area rather than outside. And it looks like that's the kind of push we might see. Usually, teams will pick a sniper or such as Blackbeard to really control those windows. But I would probably bet that they'll be going for those back walls, as you were saying.
And I think that we saw the 6 pick onto the sledge as possibly too. Depending on which side of the walls that TTU reinforces, you can go ahead and, as they are reinforcing from the inside, you can actually go ahead and sledge out the wood on the other side of the reinforcement and really tuck in that thermite charge to protect it from the impact grenades coming above.
Yeah, that sledge is also going to be helpful because there are a lot more walls than there can be reinforced. So we're seeing right there, bait and is going to open up a rotation there, but sledge can just pop that open even more. Definitely going to be interesting. Ooh, Moonkiller seeing the classic drone spot. Going to take that one out. That's definitely going to hurt Tennessee as they're not going to have that drone there to drone out lob.
Yeah, so you definitely want to, if you're going to be playing somebody on those repels on that window into sight, you want to make sure you have ATM control so you don't just get sniped from main lobby through that big open window. But as we will see, Sorta Asian is going to go ahead and be on his scanner looking for any outside Valk cams to just deny any intel. As the thermite is going to look to make sure before he repels that there's no deep angles that he can just get taken out of.
Yeah, they're definitely playing decently well to start out with. They're already droning in that second floor. I believe we saw Mayor coming in through that basement garage area. Ooh, no, instead is going to drone into the loan office, into lobby, trying to get a nice foothold of first floor here for Tennessee Tech.
We're seeing a really, really tight turtle strategy for these defenders as everybody is within 5-second run of sight. There's not going to be a whole lot of rotations for this Nomad to cut out as everybody's sort of tucked in sight, going to try to hold as strong of defense as possible. I would have liked to see maybe the Valkyrie roaming, trying to get a nitro as they breached in. He will go ahead and run out and take out the IQ of Sorta Asian.
Yeah, Moonkiller's in a very bad spot. Stuck outside, gonna have to go all the way to main lobby, where I believe Mayor is kind of hanging out towards the back. Yeah, Mayor's definitely gonna be looking for that. Possibly an easy frag right here. Not finding it right now. There must be in a standoff or Moonkiller is hanging back. Yeah, Moonkiller is definitely gonna play smart, hang back, run out again.
Seems like he's going to go and rotate all the way to dirt, which usually isn't the safer rotate that people will opt for. But if you're feeling confident in how the Sandwich is able to take out the Jaeger that is attempting to flank here, but as TTU does start taking towards site, the defense does hold strong with the castle's UMP being able to down the hard reach of Thermite.
Yeah, Bait is going to take out Sandwiches. Mayor finally takes out Moonkiller, but cost the team a lot of time. Still only 45 seconds left. Mayor does not have diffuser. Not much they can do. Going to see someone at the top stairs. Is going to exchange shots. Going to take a lot of damage with none in return. Flash going out.
Now Major is going to go ahead and get
down by Espen. Texas Tech taking their second round win in a row, putting them up 2-0 against Tennessee. What do you think Tennessee is to do here to really start to get around here?
As you're going to go to usually the third bomb site, if most teams have traditionally picked Teller's Archives, it isn't the most strong bomb site. You really have to hold CEO just like you do on the top site. because there's so many angles for vertical play that you have to keep control of. But if there's a 3-0 split on this, then there's just going to be so much momentum for the TTU defending side that it's going to be hard for the Tennessee Tech to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the pulse come out again from Pokesparn, and that's a pretty strong pick considering how they're going to have to deal with people, as you said, in CEO trying to snipe down. Surprisingly, though, we're not going to see Tennessee take Buck or Sledge. So they're not going to have as good as of an ability as they would had they taken those operators to peer down onto site and get some of those easy kills.
I mean, at least you have the breaching charges on IQ and Nomad if they chose to take them, as well as the secondary shotgun of Jackal. But I think they're really going to be scared of these possible roamers playing upstairs, so that's why they had to take the Jackal. Or it's just a comfort pick for that C70, which is an amazing gun.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised. We talked about it before the match, but I'm surprised Jackal was not actually banned by Texas Tech. That's probably them saying they're not really worried about it. I mean, we saw they didn't roam that much actually on the last site, so if you're not roaming, you really don't need to counter Jackal too much. But this is a site you're going to have to roam on. You pretty much have to contest second floor. And without that, you're going to lose the site. So Jackal will come into play here, but we're already going to see Pokey spot Sandwich outside and Sorta Asian. So they're going to have intel already on the position of two members from Tennessee.
Actually, it looks like that Tennessee is going to be attacking this top down as Texas is pulling more of a horizontal hold, which is really interesting that we see LATAM play a lot, as they're going to open into and stretch out into this open area site. And if you can't, there are no direct drops into site, which makes this bomb site viable. But as you expand into more of the horizontal hold, teams can't get into site, they can't win unless they get all the kills.
Yeah, it's also good recognition that Tennessee is not bringing Buck or Sledge, and Bait will take out Mayor with the C4. I believe that was from below, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it definitely was. And with your entry frag off the board, it is going to be hard for you to get momentum, but hopefully Antidote on this Jackal still counts as a fragging operator and is going to try to go ahead and get another pick so that they can get some momentum off it. But as Bait does manage to get a second kill through the Nitro hole, it's starting to look a little bit tough for Tennessee.
Yeah, they're going to have to start closing on site. Sorta Asian is still outside of the building as Antidote is going to chill on that skylight stairwell, peering into archives, not seeing anyone, looking back in the kitchen. More explosions are going off. They're starting to get a little more, and another C4 comes out from Sever's Vapes, taking out Chuck. Tennessee only down to 2 players, 2v5 with a minute left.
As we see, there is still another Nitro on the board, but unfortunately is not able to connect from the Pulse. But I actually really like this strategy. They're just they invited these attackers to just run in and just wanted to nuke the floor with their pulse info.
Yeah, they're going to run into a problem here as Moonkiller and company is going to run upstairs. However, Sorta Asian takes out Bait as Antidote takes out Espen. Is now a 2v3. Ooh, is now a 2v2 as Antidote takes out Pokey. This is back in the game for Tennessee Tech. Sorry.
However, they do not know that Moonkiller has gone ahead and rotated up into this stock position. With Sever's Vape still on site with his Goyo shields, possibly can kill enough time, and with some good coordination, Moonkiller should be able to get a good flank on this position. Sort of Asian is going to go ahead and check his flank from the basement side as Antidote does go ahead and take into site and get the frag onto Sever's Vapes. And the diffuser going down now.
It is now down to 1v1. Moonkiller has to hold sight for 1 second. Does it just barely. Texas Tech taking their 3rd round win just based off time. Extremely close round right there. That was back and forth. Texas Tech should have had that in the bag, but Tennessee pulled back. Not enough, but it was very impressive showing from them being down to 3 operators.
You got to respect the moves on Moonkiller. He just hit him with a little bit of a do-si-do, a little bit of a spin cycle as he just was running between cover. He knew all he had to do was survive. Diffuser was on the ground. And in that instance, this position was unknown, and he took his intel to go ahead and avoid any conflict.
Yeah, we are going to see some lineup switches here for this 4th round in this half. We're going to see I believe it's the first time. No, not the first time Maverick came out, but they're not going to take IQ. And for Texas Tech, it's pretty much the same lineup they've been running. I mean, they've won 3 rounds. If it
Defenders, protect
works,
your
you
bombs
don't
from being
really
exposed
have to
by
change it.
attackers.
Yeah, we will see. Actually, I believe on the first round of basement, they did bring the Dokkaebi to try to flush out any roamers, but it seems they have gone ahead and learned from their past mistakes that Texas is not roaming super heavy. So why sort of handicap yourself with those guns? We can just bring a Zofia instead with a superior rifle. If you know that they're gonna be sitting in sight, just take the best guns you can.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Pretty much the biggest roaming we had from Texas Tech was last round when Moonkiller ran through, as you said, kind of hid second
5 seconds
floor
left
until when they needed to come back down and then secure their round win. But besides that, they really like to just hold. I mean, we saw that the very first round when Bait was hanging on the top of those skylight to CCTV stairs, server stairs, sorry.
Yeah, and this Valkyrie is definitely not afraid to get aggressive to act on their intel. She had a cam upstairs, knew they weren't watching the flanks properly, there was no nomad charges, so they just went ahead and pushed in.
Espen lucking on cams. Not much going on. 25 seconds left into the round. Or 25 seconds into the round. Definitely not left. I can do math, ladies and gentlemen. Antidote already pushing into open area. They're getting some good coverage here. They're not droning it too much. They're kind of just relying on the fact that Texas Tech hasn't been roaming.
Yeah, it's definitely they're going to try to take as much map control as possible so they aren't going to get in these positions where they really just have to take sight and rush right into these guns. You have a smoke, you have a maestro, you have a pulse. You know, there's a lot of ways to deny plant here with 2 nitros on the board, as well as those evil eye cams and those smoke canisters. But, you know, time is definitely always on the side of the defenders, and if you can kill as much time as possible, you're most likely going to get your desired result out of the round.
I mean, I don't think we've seen a single gunfight so far. It is pretty much all Tennessee has tried to do so far is just open up hatches. And as I say that, Bait is going to take approximately 25, 26 damage, holding that skylight stairwell, flashes and bombs going out. All that utility is spent. It's going to be Bait versus Sophia here. Ooh, Bait's going to get a shot off. Going to hit Sort of Asian for about 75. That's a lot of damage.
You know, unfortunately, the Zofia did seem to stun herself. Possibly she didn't know exactly how close the smoke was for that Gersmont shot to go off. You know, she really couldn't take her advantage that was to swing while stunned. But as Bait will go ahead and get a kill, is instantly refragged out by the Thermite. But with the Zofia off the board, there's not going to be any ability to burn ADSs. But as Major does push into Garage, he's able to take out this Maestro and get a lot of map control, going to set up his crossfires and try to cut rotations as his team begins to take over.
Yeah, Tennessee Tech is not in a bad position here. They will have Sandwich rotate all the way around. Gonna cost a little bit of time as Mookiller takes down Major. It's definitely back to a 3v3. Not out of reach for both teams, but Tennessee is gonna have trouble as they are running out of time. However, they did just pick up Poke's Barn, but Mookiller will get the refrag onto Sandwich. Mookiller does get down, however, by Chuck. Chuck gonna... Sorry. Severus takes out Antidote. Chuck did not actually finish them off until just now. 1v1, 10 seconds left. Chuck does not have Diffuser. It is just down to Chuck versus Severus Vape as Severus Vape gets the final kill for Texas Tech.
Yeah, definitely. There was a bit of a hectic moment. You know, the Severus Vapes holding that server side as much as possible, then falling back. He most likely got a call that he was still behind server rack, and as Severus just rotated forward in a more aggressive position, really caught the Nomad flat on her heels.
Yeah, definitely another close round. That's 2 in a row that we had coming pretty much down to the wire, down to either a diffuser plant or just fighting for the diffuser. So this game still in reach for Tennessee. They have two rounds left in this half before they switch sides. If they can pick up 1 or 2 rounds on attack, that'll be good as they have a decent chance at coming back to either tie it up or even win the match. Again,
Yeah,
round differential is a big factor in ranking point wise, so every round counts. So they definitely want to pick up as many as they can
Defenders, protect
before
your
the
bombs
game
from being
ends.
defused by attackers.
Yeah, we definitely see the most common split on this map is a 4-2 for the defense. However, as you push into a 5-1, it's not as desirable of an outcome, but it definitely isn't the end of the world, depending on how comfortable you are on defense. But definitely, if if Texas Tech, pardon me, is able to get another round, I feel like they're gonna really start to feel themselves. They're gonna be confident and know that they're in the driver's seat of the rest of this map.
Yeah, so far looking like a pretty similar hold. Similar vault cams from last time. Similar rotation holes and peak holes. Looks like Texas Tech is just going to run with what's been working. Again, they are 4-0, so it's up to Tennessee to really adapt here and grab the win.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And as Sword Agent is going to go ahead and they're going to look to take some main lobby control and possibly send Major up those stairs just like he did last round. But it seemed like it was a little bit too late as Moonkiller was able to kill a lot of time with his run out and really distracted Major as he was just running around in between outside and inside.
So the agent did manage to pick up one of the lobby vault cams. Still one left hanging on that chandelier. Not going to find it yet. Moonkiller hanging on site along with Espen just slightly off. Not too much going on. Still just a lot of holding site and map control. Tennessee Tech is droning, however. Might have just saw Sever's vape hanging out in the janitor closet.
That is a very powerful position, but depending on how your reinforcements go, you can get wallbang from the window. But most of the time when you have a strong gun like the 416C, most teams are going to have to push you from that door. As Sword of Asian is able to get picked by Moonkiller, playing aggressive on the windows, really feeling comfortable with swinging these tight angles that the attackers hold, usually with an upside down rappel. But Sever's Bait does have intel that there is somebody pushing into stock. He's going to go and try to get the wallbang unsuccessfully.
Yeah, that's going to be the Sledge stuck in stock. That's going to be a pretty big person to hold there, as Sledge is no longer going to be able to open anything up. However, as I say that, Sandwich does open up 1 and 2 walls on the back of CEO. That's going to be vital as they now have lines onto site.
With a minute left, there are still 5 defenders left on the board. Scratch that, there's 4 as Major does go and push up, but Moonkiller is able to get aggressive, but is instantly refragged out by the thermite of Sandwich. As Antidote does start pushing into the closet area and is able to get the pick onto Jaeger, the defense is looking like it's crumbling a little bit under the pressure of this Tennessee Tech attack.
Yeah, Tennessee already has control of one site, and Bait is going to be taken down by Major as Antidote takes out Pokesparn. It is a 2v1 with Bait off site. Not going to be able to get up in time for the plant. Currently, hanging out at Teller is going to be running up through the Skylight stairwell. Has intel on where they are. Can possibly get a C4. Maybe?
No, this
Not
is...
gonna go for it quite yet.
I think this is one of the most difficult retakes in the game. When you have people that can just jump outside and not swing without intel, as soon as you hear the defuse, you can just kind of fire on in. The Sandwich is going to go ahead and hold a long angle from outside on the diffuser. Antidote is going to cut off a rotation from main stairs. It's going to be a really hard task for Bait to do with this SMG-11 on long gunfights.
Yeah, Bait is just straight out of time to defuse and get both kills. Tennessee Tech is going to pick up their first round win as Antidote takes out Bait. Round 5 goes to Tennessee. TTU picks up a round against TTU.
That was a nice shot as seen by the Sledge. He knew exactly where the Mute had to come up on the rotate. They most likely had some flank drones. I don't know if the Mute did hit that air jab that was placed on bottom Skylight stairs, but possibly maybe just Sandwich heard the footsteps and was able to go ahead and call out for Sledge to swing from that safe long position.
Yeah. We're talking about, you said a lot about the 4-2 split being the ideal option for the attackers to get 2 rounds, and they have the option to do that here as they're going to be not forced to go on. TTU is going to opt to go to Teller's Archives, which gives Tennessee a decent chance to win as they almost took that site last time in a very close, down to the last second match.
As we will see the 4 nitros taken again, it's going to look like it's going to be a similar strategy from Texas Tech, as they're going to try to get as many drones as possible, cams as possible, pulse scans, anything above, and just sort of blow up the floor. Have them walking on a minefield up as they try to take some CEO vertical control.
Yeah, they are going to have to be careful because we saw it the last time that they were here 3 rounds ago. They did run into trouble where they would get a kill to C4, but the C4 would just open up holes for Tennessee to use to peer down. And we did see 1 or 2 Tennessee kills come from those nitro holes besides the holes they had already opened up. So it is kind of a double-edged sword. You know, you can't just nitro and pretend it never happened. You do have to pay attention to those holes after because you're exchanging your security on site for a kill, which I'd say is a worthy exchange, but you still do have to be mindful of that.
Yep, everything's angles work both ways, which a lot of people. It is tough as like I've been killed many a times sledging above the floor, and then somebody's just more confident in swings. We'll see Moonkiller gonna go ahead and play the laxing roam inside of elevators, ready to drop whenever he can. But if he is misdroned, he can cause a lot of damage up if these attackers do opt to take CEO control.
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, Moonkiller's roam is pretty much what saved them the round the previous time, and that could come into handy here. But however, if they take out Moonkiller, they're gonna lose a nitro possibly pretty early in the round, and that can be pretty devastating. They are droning out CEO. Looks like they have control of it already. They do, and they're gonna have to not really fight anyone here. They're gonna start sledging Antidote, opening up holes in the floor.
Yep, the Breaching Hammer is just such a powerful tool. You can really reconstruct this map as much as you want. I don't think I've ever run into an instance where I've run out of hammer uses, besides just sort of memeing around. But as Chuck is going to look towards main stairs, it does seem like Moonkiller has already dropped, felt some pressure from the attackers, and valued his life a little bit more than his roam.
Yeah, and that's what we've seen Texas Tech do time and time again here on this map. Just fall back. If they're going to flank, they're going to do it late round, and it's worked for them for the most part so far. 1 round got the better of them as Antidote actually takes up Pokespar and from a very tight angle from above in CEO. That's going to be very strong as their pulse is now down for the count.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of lack of intel as Sword of Asian is able to go ahead and take out this Mozzie on a downstairs. He was able to cut rotations in a smart way. Now, as in a 5v3 situation with 50 seconds left, the breaches are going down, the entire site is exposed, and I'm interested to see exactly how Tennessee is able to take control. But Nomad is able to go ahead and down the Goyo, but unknowing, now possibly a 4v2 situation essentially, as Chuck is able to clean up his kill.
Yeah, in the meantime, Espen did pick up Sort of Asian and Skylight Stairwell from the rotation. Still hanging out in kitchen. Moonkiller is actually going to get downed. No one nearby to pick them up. It is just going to be down to Espen to win this 1v4. It's definitely possible as that gun is formidable. As I say that, Major takes down Espen, putting TTU at that 2-4 spot they really wanted to be going into this half.
And especially picking up the last 2 rounds, you're definitely... Siege is a very mental game, and when you start getting that momentum, you're going to be more confident, you're going to know how to play. I really wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee Tech is able to take their momentum and really push it to possibly even take this whole match.
Yeah, that could definitely be helpful. They do have to win. I'm trying to do math here. 5 times on defense. Yes, 5 plus 2 is 7. The rounds you need to win are 7. And they could tie because there are only 12 rounds played. As we just saw, we are switching into the next half. Tennessee is taking defense. What do you think? We're already seeing entirely different. Not entirely different as a 6 pick, but we're seeing Ella, we're seeing Kaid being brought. That's interesting. We also have Buck too. What are your takes on those picks?
I think the Buck is going to be playing on top Skylight, trying to open up that angle, as we're definitely most likely going to see this Ella playing on blue stairs in lieu of the smoke that we saw on the Texas side. I like the Cade pick since there's no Thatcher to take away hatches. You're definitely, the only way they're going to get hatches open is going to be with the Maverick. And if they aren't really conservative with their torch fuel, you might only be able to get 1 hatch.
Yeah, it's also important to note that they can't, depending on where Sandwich wants to place those Electro Claws, they will have to break the hatch in its entirety. They can't just get rid of the Electro Claw and then use an exothermic charge. You're going to have to be pretty wise, as he said, in terms of their fuel usage. They're also going to possibly deal with roamers. We even see Tennessee Tech play, and we don't know how hard their roam game is. I mean, we already see uh, sort of Asian on the Valkyrie putting up Evil Eyes on the upper floors just to get some extra intel.
Yeah, we're gonna see this Cade gonna go ahead and give away some ADSs to protect this Ella on blue stairs. It's gonna become a total utility dump to really take this strong operator out of this powerful position. If you can't get the person out of blue stairs, you can't take server. Especially with a gun like the Scorpion swinging with the 3-speed terror that is buffed Ella now. It's always gonna be lingering in the back of your mind, knowing that there you could just die at any.
Sandwich is currently on site, opening up some rotation holes. Look more like a C4 hole. Definitely going to come in later. They're expecting the plant to possibly go down on CCTV. Not too much going on. Antidote is holding the top of server room stairs. ADSs are going to be burnt. They have two there, though, so they're going to have to blow 6 flashes to get through that.
Yeah, as we see, the utility of the thermite is already gone. They decided to bring the flashbangs um, instead of the claymore. So flanks will be a little bit harder to watch. You're gonna have to dedicate either a drone or a person to holding this. But as Buck is gonna go ahead, there's another ADS gonna go ahead and take away that grenade of the Buck. As now Antidote has done his job, he's wasted utility, is gonna go ahead and rotate out and give up server control.
Yeah, those ADSs really worked well. Moonkiller going to get stunned by the Grismount mine. Antidote chilling under CCTV desk. That hatch is not reinforced, so they could have free reign of that as they do open up the server room hatch.
I don't think that Tennessee knows, or Texas knows. As they also don't have this, but Antidote is going to be able to take out the Maverick on an aggressive swing on the hatch. So now we know that Red Hatch will not be opened, and defenders can have free reign as they hold that position.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty big. They can't now switch their area of attack. They're going to pretty much have to stick with this CCTV room attack.
Now you still have the Maestro Cam inside sight, and you have those two C4s from both Valkyrie and Cade, but Bait is going to go ahead and start the defuse, as it doesn't seem like they know, and that C4 actually does miss and is unable to deny the plant.
To me, this is arguably one of the hardest spots in the game to retake, as Antidote takes out Severus Vapes. As I was saying, that diffuser is pretty much outside of sight, so you're going to have to get control of servers and Skylight Hatch. Moonkiller is facing off with Antidote, will get the frag headshot. Bait trying to just hold the diffuser. They don't have much to do here. Sandwich takes out Pokespar and Texas Tech. Yes, Moonkiller takes out Chuck as Major takes out Moonkiller. Down to a 2v0 as they might not have time. It depends.
I think they have it.
They do have
yeah,
time.
They definitely have it. That was a really strong retake from Texas, or from Tennessee. That was really well done.
Insanely good retake.
You know, they just swung that Jaeger up, and he got that angle. As soon as that Buck was dead, the Thermite was pinched, and there's really not much they could do.
Honestly, the hardest part about this entire match is reading the kill feed and trying to figure out which team, which player is on, because you can't rely on the those player tags. Because we currently have TTU versus TTU. Loving the matchup right here. That was a very interesting round. Got down to the wire. Lot of kills and not a lot of time. 3 to 4 round score. Do you think Tennessee's going to tie it up here?
I think they are. You know, I think how they're lining up here with this castle, I think the castle's going to be impact tricking. They're going to cut the long angles from... Actually, we're going to see a 6-pick onto Goyo, bringing another ACOG most likely with that TCSG to have their long angles opened up, as well as those Vulcan shields are going to burn for 15 seconds and try to waste as much time as possible as the attackers enter sight.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite things about Siege is just there's so many team comps. You have 2 teams playing each other right here, same sites, and they're picking different operators, and even when they're picking the same operators, they're playing them differently. And that's honestly what makes this game good. And we are going to see Castle brought by Sandwich here for the first time. This map, I believe? I do not think we saw Castle before.
They actually, I believe that Texas brought him the second time or the first time that they played the CEO because the sledge was sixth picked on to possibly take away. But it's definitely being brought for the first time as this is Tennessee Tech's first defense. Castle is a very strong operator, and possibly with this new buff, he's going to go ahead and get the super shorty to help reconstruct that site as much as possible. When you have a gun like the UMP, it's really hit or miss. You either get your headshot or you get headshotted. Pretty much no in between.
Yeah, I mean, they're already doing pretty good here, though. Texas Tech taking control of that skylight stairwell upper entrance. Moonkiller looking around, not seeing anyone on the stairs. Gonna drone in, definitely the safe move. Drone currently set in kitchen, not terribly close. Sorta Asian currently roaming very deep in vault.
I think he's going to try to rotate up these stairs and possibly get a nitro on anybody trying to breach. The sandwich is also on these top blue stairs, helping to protect a possible pinch onto their Mozzie player.
Ooh, Moonkiller is gonna take out Sandwich. Great start for Texas Tech. That castle is going to be out. Not one of the heavy utility operators, as that utility is already down. But they do have a lot of good lines onto site. Severs Vapes using that lifeline. Try to blow up as much as they can.
He is going to be trying to cut these rotations. He's going to be playing on these windows in a more passive way. Help get the plant down, setting up their crossfires with these teammates outside of breach. But as Sword of Asian is going to start creeping up these main stairs, he possibly might be able to get a flank on these players, depending on how they're watching and holding their backside. But Antidote is going to go ahead and be protecting these main stairs, stopping a pinch, and Major will be getting aggressive and start peeking this breach as the attackers start pushing the site.
Yeah, they've got a pretty tall order to defend. Antidote will take out Severus Vapes, so that's definitely going to help. Zofia, one of the heavy fragging ops for their team, is going to be down for the count. Antidote is going to come back, trying to look more towards the skylight area where TTU has pretty much exclusively been pushing from at this moment.
Yeah, that was actually the window player, which is a really big pick, a really strong pick from Antidote. Going to go ahead and swing in and take out the crossfires. Now, he's in a very strong position, going to be able to hold a deep angle, but he actually drops into lobby, possibly going to play for a nitro below.
Sorta Agent is going to take down Espen, being very patient, sitting on those stairs for what felt like an entire minute as Pokey takes out Major, putting it back at a 3v3, and is also going to get the double kill onto Chuck. Bait is going to plant the diffuser with Sorta Agent and Antidote offsite on first floor. They both have C4s up. They are going to have to use it. As I say that, Goyo misses his C4. It is going to come down to the wire in this 2v3.
We're going to hopefully see another retake, but in this situation, both attackers are in very strong positions. They know that both players are offsite. They have to use these stairwells. They've got one person watching each stairway, as Pokey is going to be able to take out the Goyo and Moonkiller take out Sorta Asian going up those skylight stairs.
Yeah, Pokey with a double kill, triple kill, definitely did good. Getting the initial double kill onto site to take control for the team. Very good showing from Texas Tech.
It's been really interesting to see exactly how the role of IQ has definitely shifted with the addition of that angled grip onto the G8. It's sort of, people use it as a R4C. You have a 3-speed operator with good utility who can just run in with an LMG that kills really fast and aims down sight really fast.
We are going to see them go down to Teller's Archives. I have noticed that, at least in this match, when a team loses CEO, they don't really like to go back. We saw in the 5th round of the first half, Texas Tech lost CEO and then opted to go to Teller's Archive, where they then lost again. This could happen here for Tennessee, which is not what they want. Texas Tech needs one round win to guarantee the map tie, which will put them out of range of a total loss for the night. Put them, within one round of winning the map, which is always good. You want to win. But
we are going to see the Boss G ACOG being brought by Antidote. I'm really excited. Maybe he gets a really good kill on that. We love the Siege community being strong and really getting what they want with these new developers. Good meme movement is always fun to see.
Yeah, we're going to see TTU really use that Boss G to take out TTU. with the
5
ACOG.
seconds to go.
Definitely a good matchup. We're really milking this name thing here. We are going to see Castle really block off the rotation from kitchen to skylight area. That's an interesting pick.
You know, they're using it
a
just like how
block.
TTU did to extend their hold to more horizontal as opposed to vertical. They did manage to bring 3 nitros with them, Mute, Mozzie, and Valkyrie. Hopefully going to have intel up to try to get some free picks, maybe get that buck out of the way. There's not as much vertical control for these TTU attackers.
Texas very efficiently taking out the skylight area utility. They're already trying to get control of CEO, but they are going to notice the vigil marks on the drone. Antidote chilling there with the ERC-7. Not going to be spotted just yet, but they know he's there. That's the big thing, is they know that someone is in there.
Just the very fear of having a vigil. You know, your drone almost acts as a second life. You throw a drone into a room, it gets shot. That would have been you if you didn't drone it out. But whenever you have somebody like Vigil on a deep roam, it's sort of just your very presence is scary. It's like seeing a cav pick on the board. You've always kind of got your head over your shoulder, scared of getting flanked.
Yeah, Antidote, though, will opt to rotate down. Probably going to go for a flank later. Major is going to be looking up, trying to get a pick. Very risky, however, could really give them a nice early kill that they need.
Yeah, when you're holding it, you most likely as an attacker, you aren't expecting somebody to get really aggressive on your holds and hold a tight angle like that. As he's roaming into this, as he's peering into this site, it is going to be a really good headshot angle lineup. You most likely won't see his head unless you're specifically looking at it. As Severus Vape is able to go ahead and get the roaming Vigil out of the way. He's taking control of the lone office, main office side. So they're going to try to push into open area, which is adjacent to site.
They have really good control of lobby. As I say that, Major with a nasty angle, going to take out Bait, taking out the Thermite. That's definitely a big pick. While they still have to deal with Texas Tech from above, they are going to have a decent chance. However, Texas Tech is going to get the double kill. Severus Vapes onto Chuck. Holding that angle, Major will get the refrag C4 from below onto Moonkiller.
And now there's no hard breach left on the board. There's no soft breach from the Buck. As with 30 seconds left, they are going to have to just punch these castle barricades and get funneled in through the doorways, as opposed to being able to break open the wall and get a little bit easier entrance into site.
Sandwich is actually in a very good spot to flank around. Severus Vapes is going to be tied up instead of able to help the team push into Tellers. It's down to 12 seconds left. Major's going to hold an angle. Sorta Agent takes out Severus Vape. It is all down to the 2 there. Major will get the triple kill onto Espen. It is down to 1v1. Major will miss a shot as Pokey picks up Major. 2v1. Pokey has to plant with 0 seconds left on the clock. All Sandwich has to do is find the planter. Looks like Sorta Asian. Oh, no, they find them. Sorta Asian will take out Pokey for the round win for Tennessee.
You know, that was just sort of a... In that instance, you're rushing around, you're trying to find this planter, but with a 7-second plant time, you know you have a good amount of time to find it, but that was most likely just a race for who wants to pad their stats a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunate as Pokey really had no option but to plant. You know, you either hold F for 7 seconds and hope you don't die, or you lose the round by default. So it's really not. It's the worst position in Siege is a 0-second plant. You can't let go. You have to go for the plant. And that's what TTU forced TTU into, which was very good. They played the time well. Texas Tech, although initially started getting a lot of map control, they really held them off throughout the round.
You're going to see a return down to the basement bomb site, which originally was a successful defensive hold for Tennessee Tech. Hopefully they're going to try to go ahead and tie this game up and swing some momentum back in their favor.
Yeah, they definitely can snag this. That win on Teller's Archives is going to be pretty big, as now they're going to have access to lockers and CEO right in a row. And if they can win both, they're 1 round away from coming away with this comeback map win. That'll be pretty big for them.
Yeah, and they will be able to go back to that archive site that they just looked so strong as they anchored on. You know, Texas played right into exactly how Tennessee wanted to do. They were able to get some vertical picks with the Nitro, the aggressive Mozzie play on top of that. top of that bookcase or cubicle wall, was able to go ahead and get a nice coconut bra angle into main lobby onto an unsuspecting player.
See the usual Valkyrie cams go up. Sort of Asia's going to toss one onto one of the vehicles in garage. Not going to cover the entrance to garage, but going to be able to cover that area towards the site. Another one going out in servers. They have a decent hold here. They don't have really anyone off-site. In fact, they have no one, as I say that, sort of Asian peeks up those vault stairs. Not going to find anyone just yet.
No, we're gonna see a lack of play inside server. Usually you see either a Jaeger behind the racks or somebody at least on blue stairs with utility, but they're actually gonna go ahead and push the smoke back with some holes open to get some deep smoke tosses, as well as that Dock ACOG angle all the way from Red Vault looking into the entrance.
Servers Vapes is going to be taken down by Sort of Asian. However, in the meantime, Texas Tech has very good control of servers. They took out the Evil Eye from the Maestro. That's going to help them a lot. They already have that wall open. Antidote, however, has a nasty angle all the way down from Vault. I really haven't seen this too much. Ooh, it's going to take some shots. Not going to land any.
Yeah, most of the time we see somebody, or back when Maestro still had his ACOG, you would usually see him head glitching the bomb, trying to use a deep angle through that. But here they've extended it even further and just thrown a dock on there to hold this long angle and protect this smoke as he's able to get tosses onto default plant areas.
Yeah, TTU versus TTU, ACOG on ACOG. One of them will have to win that angle as Antidote is not going to move. Major will get a kill onto Espen from the hatch. Very good pixel peek. Sandwich is also in a nice position to deny any plants. Minute left in the round. Texas Tech has a little bit of ground to get.
Yeah, and they're going to have to funnel into this kill hole of server that Tennessee has made, as they're going to have to bait out some smokes. Everybody's got a long angle onto these default plants. And right here, Sandwich is just going to try to kill as much time as possible, possibly to bait out a nitro from Major if he still has it in the pocket. Here, they will actually stick the plant as the smoke does miss, and now we're going to see a retake situation in a 3v5.
Yeah, that's vital. Is now Tennessee has to fight with that as Pokey will take out Sort of Asian, putting them in a 3v4 situation. Sorry. Two of the Tennessee players are going to rotate up to open area, going to have to go around as Antidote and Chuck aren't really going to make too much progress here. Bait is going to take down Sandwich. Texas Tech could come away with this as Pokey Spartan is holding open pretty well. TTU has found the diffuser. Oh, C4 from below is going to take out Pokey. Not from below, from nearby. Bait's going to take out Chuck, and Major's going to get the refrag for the triple kill. It is all down. I don't think they have time. Major's going to take out Moonkiller, but that is all the time they need. Texas Tech with a very hectic but successful round win.
You know, at that point, those were almost impactless frags, but the Buck played really smart to go all the way out in dirt and hold that long angle. He didn't peek until he absolutely needed to, and there really wasn't much the defenders could do to get that diffuse down.
Yeah, that's definitely a very good hold against a retake for Texas Tech. Definitely a well-deserved round win. Came right down to the wire. It's all they needed.
So now we will see a return back to this basement locker site on match point for Texas Tech University.
I mean, you pretty much have to. It's arguably, I don't even know if you can argue otherwise, the best site on Bank. And when you're down 2 points, you're pretty much fighting for the tie. Tennessee, cannot win this map. They can only force a 6-6 tie for the map. So they really have to win this and then win CEO. It's going to come down to that. This round could be the last, so they have to go the best site, their best operators, and they're already running a little bit different lineup. They're not taking the dock. They're instead, I believe, going to bring the Ella back into play.
Yeah, it was definitely the attack from Texas Tech was fully from server side. So as they pulled away any sort of presence that they had in server, it didn't work out in their favor, so they know they have to go back to it. But unfortunately, this actually is Tennessee Tech's map pick. So if they lose it, it's not looking too great, but they can pull it back on Clubhouse, which is the next map.
Yeah, they do start on defense for Clubhouse, I believe, so that will help them out immensely. Sandwich opening up rotations just as match point action phase begins. This is going to be a big one. Chuck putting down a usual Maestro spot. They are going to have the frags and the impacts from Moonkiller and Severs, respectively, to take those out. So they're going to really want to try to protect those as much as they can with Major's ADS.
Yeah, we will see the return of this dual server hold from the Jaeger and the Ella, both 3-speeds with very strong guns, going to try to protect the push from dirt and the push from blue stairs, respectively. Going to deny any entry into server. Can't get into server, can't plant in the bomb site unless you push that backside.
I mean, that's what won them the first round of the half. They really played that skylight. And, ooh, Sort of Asian is going to open fire. Gonna miss. Oh, we'll get the Deagle headshot through the wall on Moonkiller. That's insane, as that is their buck down. Those frags are out. Sorta Pokey. Sorry, we'll get the refrag on Sorta Asian. TTU versus TTU. 4v4, minute 50 left.
You know, it was interesting to see a double pistol battle. The IQ ran out of bullets in that LMG, so he had to whip out the P12. But as we're going to see Bait going to go ahead and try to burn out the utility on these stairs and breach down as well. Maverick and Thermite are both going to use all of their flashbangs to make this Ella push back and give out some control.
Yeah, with those ADSs burned, they do have a little bit more control, but I believe Antidote is still just going to chill there, not going to back off. In the meantime, Espen is going to try to open up this hatch into red.
You know, with the comms, it's most likely they know that they killed the buck and there's no nades to kill this Ella easily. And they know they're going to have to swing. If you have the Zofia stunning, Ella does have that sister-sibling rivalry to protect her, give her a bit more immunity to curse mods.
Yeah, Antidote is going to go head-to-head with Severs Vapes and company there. Going to throw Grismot. Very well placed as they are stunned, but is not going to get over-aggressive at peak yet. Oh, here's someone coming down. Will miss the quick fire as Bait picks up Antidote, putting them in position. Pretty good, but they only have 40 seconds left in the round with Major sitting on servers. Is going to be spotted. Is not going to take out anyone as Bait takes out Major with Chuck getting the refrag onto Espen. TTU not looking too good here. Oof.
A smart Maestro placement is able to take out the first Thermite charge. So now they only will be able to get open one wall, which makes holding angles to deny Nitros a lot more difficult for these attackers.
Sandwich is rotating for the Nitro. If they land this, they have a decent shot at winning. They know the plant is about to go down. Not going to find it, however, as Pokey does pick up Chuck. It is all down to this last fight as Severs Vapes pick up Sandwich, giving Texas Tech their 7th round win for the map, giving them that W.
As we will see Moonkeller say that the Valkyrie did scare the buck who was lurking up in the office, but seeing as Texas Tech it was able to go ahead and take the map off of Tennessee Tech, they are going to be feeling like they're in the driver's seat as they go to their own map selection.
Very close game, though. Scoreboard says 7-4 in favor of Texas, but a lot of the rounds lost on either side really came down to the wire. There are only one or two that I would really consider a blowout, and those were pretty early on the defensive side for Texas Tech, taking those wins. We will soon take a quick intermission for this next map. I believe we have we do have a 5-minute break coming up. Possibly about 5 minutes, so stay tuned. We do have your next map, TTU versus TTU, the match of the century on Clubhouse. Texas Tech's pick. That's a tongue twister right there. Welcome back, everybody, from our quick 5-ish minute intermission. We are currently going to our second map, which is Clubhouse Texas Tech University versus Tennessee Tech Gold. It is a very close game. Last match, if you were not here, it was Bank Tennessee Tech's pick. Texas Tech beat them 7-4. So this could be a very close, very exciting match. I mean, it'll be exciting based on what we saw last time. It'll be good. So I'm hyped.
I'm hyped as well, and I do believe, as you were saying earlier, that 7-4 scoreline almost doesn't give justice to Tennessee Tech. It was a lot closer of a match than that, as every single round did seem really down to the wire and really close. But we will see a Thatcher ban, which has been so common on Clubhouse. It's going to allow the bandit tricking and cade tricking to deny wall entries into sight.
Let's see what Texas Tech decides to ban here, opting to take the Capital out. Definitely an interesting but useful ban for them.
Capital's so powerful in that he has no counters until we do introduce Wamai in 3 weeks-ish, when the ESL quarantine is over. But Capital can go from below and fire out, can make a long angle to really stop bandit tricking. Plus, having those smokes as well that can't be stopped by Jaeger ADS is really strong. And speaking of really strong, we are going to see a Mira ban, which is not necessarily the most common ban you see on Clubhouse, but there are definitely strats on the upstairs sites that play really well into how Mira is as an operator.
Tennessee is going to opt to ban Echo. They are starting on defense, but a lot of teams don't really have strats for Echo because he's banned pretty much 95+% of the time. Actual statistic wise, I'm not too sure about that, but it seems he's banned pretty much always.
Yeah, it's just really tough to have an operator that can win a 1v5 without shooting a bullet. As he can just literally sit on the other side of the map on his phone and just shoot a sonic burst at a planter and stop it. Very powerful.
Our first site will be Tennessee Tech bringing us to Church Arsenal basement floor. They are going to 6-pick from the bandit onto the castle. Definitely a little bit of a flex pick there. They're not going to actually bring any hard breach denial, so that Maverick and that Thermite and Hibana, the triple hard breach, are going to have free roam of all the hatches in the dirt tunnel, pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah, so I believe what they did there is they showed the bandit as sort of a little idea that they were going to be top floor, a little hide their intentions, but we will see, similar to what SSG is doing on Clubhouse, they're going to have the Mute Mozzie combination with the castle upstairs roaming, denying as much intel as possible, keeping these roamers alive to get late flanks and picks.
This is definitely an interesting strategy. They're playing really far above, actually. They're taking off that balcony wall west of bathroom. They're really, as you said, trying to extend the site. And by extend it, I mean go 2 floors above and really just hold off as much as they can. Looks like they're going to be going for some verticality as they're opening up that hatch there.
Yeah, it's going to give these roamers that are all the way upstairs a really easy way back into site for retake positions. You're going to hopefully still have possibly the cam up in bar, as that sometimes does. But the Mute will go ahead and rotate back down after he places his Mute jammers. Actually, he will be staying up and going to go ahead and deny the wall on Jacuzzi, keep the roamers over in cache side safe, as Mozzie does seem to be the last one alone. He's on a lone survivor mission. He's got Mute jammers, he's got pests, and it's going to be really difficult to get position on him.
They've also got some nice angles here from that second floor below. There is a classic no. Actually, Severus is going to pick up Sandwich, taking out a Tennessee member early on the round. Definitely going to help them a lot. Antidote is in a very strong position, however. Possibly going to get 1 or 2 kills here on unsuspecting Texas members in kitchen.
As the Maestro is going to be playing a dangerous game with these floor holes open. But remember that both of these work in the same way. He can shoot them just as well as they can shoot him. But as the Sophia is going to start pushing down dirt, trying to get a pinch and get some more map control for these attackers as they look to execute.
Ooh, Moonkiller is going to pick up Major. That is the Maestro down as Truck gets a refrag onto Severus Vapes. But having that Maestro down is not what you want. Antidote is also down in bathroom. Sort of Agent is going to have to make haste getting over there to pick up the teammate. That Castle Barricade not going to come in handy right here.
Yeah, it's sort of blocking him out. He's gonna make a lot of noise as he rips this down, as he's trying to be sneaky on the flank, but Chuck is gonna be taken out by the Maverick pushing in dirt. There's a pinch, they can drop, and now Bait is gonna go ahead and start this defuse.
Yeah, Sort of Agent's only hope is to pick up Antidote and for them to attack it together. Oop, shots are going out. Moonkiller is going to take a lot of damage. Trying to waste as much time as possible. Sort of Agent has to take out. Moonkiller is going to find the kill. Putting it at 2v3. Antidote spraying, hoping to find, not connecting. They don't have a lot of time. They're really trying to use the hatch.
But these Texas Tech attackers know how to hold this retake. They're in really strong positions. They know where they're safe, as Bait is going to go ahead and get the kill through the hatch onto Sort of Agent and close out this round.
Definitely a strong showing from Texas right away, taking out what a lot of people would be considered a very defendable site. That's going to be a pretty strong start for the attackers, already grabbing 1 round win. It is their map, but Tennessee Tech still has a chance. 5 more defense rounds for them to go. Let's see where they decide to go this time.
As they will go ahead and change it up and go to the upstairs, which in my opinion is the stronger site. My team's just not necessarily a basement team, but we will not see a bandit to bandit trick, which will be an interesting hold, as there is not an IQ on the board to get this Electro Claw off of the wall, possibly leading to a difficult situation for these attackers to push in through.
Having Thatcher down, however, is going to make it fairly difficult for Texas Tech, but they do have, again, 3 hard breachers. They have the Maverick. The Buck can help from below if they get into the stock blue stairway area to really get the Electric Claws from below. But, when you have Thermite and Hibana, you have a little bit of wiggle room in what utility you can blow. We are going to see Tennessee reinforce the garage there. Do you think they're planning for a strong garage hold here?
I think at this point, you just have to reinforce off garage, because if you get a Hibana hole into that top right panel of the rightmost wall, from the outside, of course, you can stare up onto any rotations into that window of rafters. And you can really just cut the site in half and really isolate out the ACOG or whoever you're going to play up in that rafters position that we know is so strong.
Yeah, and some of the games we watched last week on Clubhouse, we saw that happen a lot, where the teams would really rely on that Hibana hole. As we talked about before the round began, Espen is going to use this Maverick to try to find those Electro Claws. Not quite sure exactly where they are. It looks like, they're tucked very far in the corners.
Yeah, he's actually going to be Maverick tricking the wall, which is where if you make 2 parallel lines, you just remove the entire reinforcement. We don't know if it's necessarily a intended mechanic, but it's a mechanic nonetheless, as now this hard wall is soft enough for Zofia to blow it open with her gadget.
Espen is going to see the hole into the garage catwalk, but not going to find Chuck, who's currently sitting there laying prone on the Evil Eye. Major currently eyeing the hatch, which one of the Texas attackers is above. Not too much happening currently. They have some sight control. They're pushing in. As I say that, Major does pick up Moonkiller, dropping on the hatch as Severus picks up the refrag from the hatch again.
Now we will see it's going to rotate into more of a pinch as one wall is open, and they still have a whole lot of utility from all 3 Hibana pellets, and both exothermic charges are still going to be up on the board to breach those backside walls into the cache site.
Pokey Spartan currently hanging out in Gym is going to spot out Sorta Asian on the Legion as Pokey does get the frag. Definitely a big pick, as that Legion is now out for the rest of the round.
Yeah, Legion is definitely an operator that gets more and more powerful as time goes on. To die before the minute mark I left, I believe there's only 4 goo mines on the board, which are really helpful for sound cues. And now the Maestro is going to be taken out of Garage, which is going to lead to a 2v1 situation where Antidote is trying to flank out these attackers pushing construction, and Cade is going to be holding down these main stairs.
Sandwich looking with the AUG towards construction. Not going to find anyone as Antidote is currently hanging out. There's looks like really pushing from Garage. You're going to have the ability to hold this off. Ooh, is going to miss a kill. Severus Vapes is going to take out Antidote, and Sandwich is going to take out Severus Vapes, getting the refract. The plant is going down by Bait. The C4 will go out, is going to get Bait down to 15 seconds. 1v2 Sandwich with the possible clutch here. Pokey is planning. If he can find Pokey, could be an easy round. Ooh, someone is outside, and Espen hanging, repelling from that outside balcony is going to get the play, winning the second round in a row for Texas Tech on attack.
That could have been the outside position here was so strong, but as the initial whiff happened, as the Cade sprinted across that initial onto behind the other server barricade, he actually could have gotten the pick onto the planter and ended the round, but he did not know exactly where the plant was and had to wide swing it for intel and was unfortunately taken out by the Maverick of Espen.
Yeah, very close round there. Came down to the wire. Tennessee really got very close there to getting the nice comeback retake. We are going to see them go back down to Church Arsenal basement floor. What do you think they have to do differently this time to snag this round win?
Hopefully they're going to put some Legion mines in dirt, because I think that's where their defense fell apart on the last time. They pushed 2 people down dirt, and they were able to get those cross picks after these hatches were open. I think possibly the roamer should have came back to site a little bit early, as they didn't really care about a top-down clear. A Sandwich will be most likely putting an electric claw onto these dirt walls to try to stop any hard breach attempts.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Last time we saw that Tennessee had a decent hold on hatch, but they let dirt fall, and as you said, that's pretty much what cost them the round. So I would like to also see them put a little bit more utility there. Maybe play a little bit differently. They're not bringing the castle. They're not bringing the mute. They're not trying to do that second floor hold anymore. They're going to be playing more directly on site. I think that might be the smarter option.
Yeah, this basement site is definitely one that you don't necessarily need roamers. It does help if you are comfortable enough to know exactly how to play off each other, but it is a very turtle-heavy site that can be strong, as we will see the Maverick going to go ahead and use some skill to get a quick opening onto this electrified wall.
Bait is going to drone out dirt. Noticing no one is there, we'll see the Kite sitting on site. Texas Tech has a little bit of intel on Tennessee. Sarah's Vapes pushing up pretty quickly. They could get an early frag here if they play this right.
But now he will play a more passive role and go ahead and drone himself in, as he knows he's on his own. He's got to do it all himself, as Thermite is going to try to go ahead and breach this wall, or this hatch in kitchen. He sees the holes above and starts getting a little bit weary, knows that they have to drone out the top floor. And based on how that Tennessee played last time, they know they have to be weary of these late flanks from this Mozzie upstairs.
Yeah, Antidote going to be chilling at the top of CCTV cache stairs. Not too much going on besides that. Ooh, as I say that every time, Sandwich takes out Moonkiller with the C4 from below. That's definitely going to be big, as that buck can no longer pop anything open. Sandwich is going to take a few shots.
And he is going to be funneled right towards this dirt player. He's going to go ahead and break open a barricade, but Sorta Agent is in a position to help protect his Cade. But in this instance of Severus Vapes does have an ACOG, does have the advantage on this long angle, but who knows, headshots do it, as Antidote is able to go ahead and get a late flank onto the Maverick of Espen, and on this instance there's going to be no more Maverick able to open up those electrified hatches.
Severus Vapes is going to reveal themselves in dirt. 2 Tennessee Tech members sitting on site. Going to be watching that. Door is going to be opened. Not too much control of basement. They still have a long way to go. Ooh, Sandwich is going to take out Bait. Diffuser is going to be first floor. Severus takes out Chuck. I don't even know if they knew they were there. Bogey Spark is going to take out Major. All of a sudden, Texas Tech is looking like they have a shot here. They have control of that area, but Sandwich is going to come around and put it back at a 3v1. Severus is going to get the double kill to counter the Sandwich triple kill. Going to take the goo out.
And that was really unfortunate for the Jaeger of Chuck. He was actually shot through the wall in blue as Severus Vape was shooting towards Sorta Asian on the Legion.
All Antidote has to do is sit there and watch the diffuser. 15 seconds left in the round. Severus Vapes is going to try push up to church, does not have diffuser. Not much they can do. Sandwich is going to be chilling in Memorial Room. Again, Antidote hears Severus walking. Plant is going to go, not going to go down. Does not get it off in time. Tennessee Tech is going to pick up their first round win on church.
You know, I really liked the patient play from Antidote. He knew that exactly what strong position he had. He was upstairs. They weren't coming out to clear him, so he knew he had free reign to rotate wherever he want. There wasn't any castle barricades to impede his path to wherever he wanted to flank. He got those people holding vertical holes, and then he used the holes that they opened up right back against him.
Definitely a lot of strong kills coming out from that. I believe Sandwich had either triple or quadra kill on that one. Definitely good showing, supporting the team, especially getting those last second kills. They're going to go up to CCTV cash room. So close. Tennessee Tech let it just slip through their fingers the last time they were on the site. Let's see if they can come away with this 2 wins in a row, tie up this map.
Yeah, it's definitely something you want as you are taking two very strong bomb sites. You know, if you lose gym, bedroom, it's not as much of a hit to your momentum, but if you're losing basement and CCTV, it does take a hit to morale, but I am happy to see that they were able to swing some momentum back in their favor and take their preferred bomb site of basement.
I do hope we do see Gym Bedroom come out at least once. Gym Bedroom is my favorite site on this map. Not in terms of defending, but just in terms of teams always do the weirdest, most unique things in a good way. A lot of teams play it so differently, and I just love seeing different teams play it different ways. But we are currently still on cash CCTV. We are going to see the Valkyrie throw a cam in garage storage near Blue Stairwell.
Yeah, we're going to see that Valk cam in the top of New Blue Stairs. You're going to try to be able to get any intel on the rotations from bar, any entrance from stock, as they're going to try to protect that main stairs area, which is where the Cade played last time.
We're going to see them rush that office hatch pretty early, going to get that out. Looks like Espen is going to be going for the Maverick trick once again. Definitely a smart decision. It's up to Tennessee to really counter this. That's the goal here. It looks like they have a player stationed right inside that wall to try to get it. Yep, Sandwich is going to go for the Electric Claw, but that's not really going to help counter the Maverick.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do in bar or run out, but most teams will actually ban the Maverick because he's such a strong operator on this map. There's not really anything you can do to deny the breach if the Maverick is comfortable and knows how to Maverick trick correctly.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that besides a round, the only thing you can really do is get prone and try to shoot at the Maverick. However, that wall is going to be opened up as it was the previous time we saw this site. Similar hole, but anything could happen.
Yeah, and we are still going to see all of the hard reach utility is going to still be on the side of the attacker, but Sword Agent is on a late roam and is able to take out any vertical pressure from below that the Buck is able to do.
Yeah, losing Moonkiller is definitely going to help Tennessee Tech get a little bit more comfortable with this hold. Bait is going to opt to use one of the exothermic charges on the garage wall.
And now we will see Bait's going to go ahead and rotate out. They're going to try to push out this Maestro on this Rafters position. And that's what their attack hinged on last time. It was they opened up the main wall, and they pushed from garage heavy after they got the pick.
Flash is going to go out. Chuck, possibly Flash. Not much they can do there. Currently just sitting on the catwalk, can't really roam. Bait is actually going to get Flash. Ooh, Pokesmart is going to get down. Looks like Sandwich with a very long angle is going to help out their teammate. That's actually now, I have not really seen that angle used before.
That is a really good angle. And with the Maestro cam still on the board, unfortunately, Espen is going to be able to take out the Maestro as he was going to go ahead and shoot that Thermite in the back. But with Zofia on the ground, it seems like she is withstanding. So any intel that there is a player down is going to be stale. Sword Agent is able to go ahead and get the headshot onto Zofia, as Espen is going to push into sight and sort of surprise this Cade, but is refragged by the Jaeger. Unfortunately, the Thermite is able to push up main stairs now in a 2v1 situation. There are still 2 Nitros on the board left with Antidote and sort of Asian, but there is not very much time left, and both defenders are on a lot of damage. But unfortunately, the plant is not able to go down as the thermite does go ahead and stop defusing.
Yeah, unfortunate. Bait almost got the kill too there, but it looks like time is really what got the best of Texas Tech as Tennessee is going to tie it up. It is now 2-2. It looks like we are going to gym bedroom. Definitely interesting to see what these teams bring out here on the second floor site. Really, we're never ever going to see Barbie pick.
No.
So this is definitely going to be really a wild card site because it's any team's take here, and if Texas Tech can get this round, they can go into a defensive half with the tie at least, which will be very beneficial to them, especially because it is their map.
Yeah, so assuming you're taking the map pick, if you know how to attack this map, which we have seen some strong attacks on the main bomb sites, it's sort of assumed that you know how to defend it as well. We'll see Sorta Asian playing the Bandit for the first time, opting to hopefully Bandit trick, but as there actually is not a Maverick on the attacking lineup, it should make his job a little bit easier as these castle barricades and Jim protect him from the window, and sort of, if there's some ADS play, there's not really going to be much you can do to get this Bandit off the wall, assuming he is a strong trigger.
Yeah, I mean, short of throwing 3 or 6 flash grenades through that hole and then using Zophia's lifeline to impact through that hole, there's not anything they can do without Thatcher or Maverick. So that's going to be a hotly contested area. They're going to either have to fight really hard for that wall or go around.
They actually will be just going to go ahead and pre-place all 4 charges, and we aren't going to get to see any Bandit tricking, unfortunately. But as we do see the castle barricades going into this cache site, it is going to be a more extended horizontal hold for the defenders. The Sorta Asian is going to go ahead and lurk inside of lounge area stock, and maybe try to get a quick pick, but as he is droned out by Nomad, he is just going to go and fall back into bar.
Yeah, definitely good start. Espen is going to lose a little bit of time trying to figure out where that roamer went. Spoiler alert, went very far away, but they are getting good control. They are going to run into that cache hold, as you're saying, playing more horizontally. We see a lot of teams at Invite do this too, where they play that castle up there and really get that cache CCTV wall sectioned off to just create a choke point.
Yeah, definitely with the choke point. You can hold angles onto those construction walls that see all the way into any sort of jump in from the windows. And as long as you're playing the right operators, maybe get some ACOGs, maybe get some of your gunners on these positions, it is going to be very difficult for attackers to take sight. But as these breaches are going out, there's no impact tricking to stop these angles from being opened up. And at this point, you're, as the CC player, you are going to have to fall back. You're getting pinched from multiple positions. They're on the windows, they're on the breach, and they most likely, unless you want to die or you're going to get some crazy picks, just like this, you are not going to be able to win these gunfights.
Yeah, Major backed in the corner. Pokesburn is going to just hit them in the arm and the shoulder. Chuck is going to take a decent amount of damage, but nearly at half. They are losing. They lost already control of that area. Sorta Asian is going to hit the Nomad, is going to be put down to very low health. Not going to have anywhere to rotate. Going to be stuck there until that area opens up.
Now we will see the Habana going to go ahead and burn out some ADSs, possibly going to try to jump in as they have control of Jim. You can possibly, it's castled off. The only way you can die is through that soft wall, and as soon as you have your people in construction willing to hold your swings, you are going to be in a good position to get the plant down.
Texas Tech does have the diffuser, is an operator up, but Tennessee only has to hold out for 35 more seconds. Severus Bates is in a good spot as Bait takes down Chuck, and Espen is currently injured, so it's really down. I believe. Oh, currently back up. Ooh, Moonkiller is going to get antidote, put it at 2v5. Not looking too good for Tennessee here.
Yeah, there's not very much health on any of the players besides Pokey, but Severus Vape and Sorta Asian is able to go ahead and knock down the diffuser that was Bait via a Nitro. In a 1v2 situation with not that much health, Nomad is also very lit, and unfortunately, Espen is able to cut the proper rotation with his intel and ice out the round for Texas Tech.
Yeah, again, a very close round. Scoreboard is close this time too. Texas Tech is going to guarantee that they will at least tie up this half, which is very beneficial to them going into defense in the next half. One round left for attack and defense for both of these teams. Let's see what we get here.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very organized and well structured attack from this Texas Tech team. They've done their jobs very well. Everybody's breached exactly what they want. They seem like they're all moving. They're setting up their refrags. They're looking really strong. As we are going to go back downstairs, it's going to be interesting to see as they are going to bring back the Castle Mute Mozzie roam, possibly going to try to show another look and really mess up these attackers. But as we saw in the first round of defense, this strategy did not work, unfortunately. But maybe they're going to go ahead and make some adjustments to make it a bit stronger.
Yeah, I mean, this is their last defense of the night, so they have to put all they can into this. They want to go into this at a tie. Being down 2-4, switching on to attack is not the best luck. I mean, granted, I'm not saying it's not impossible to come back, but they do have a chance to tie it back up here. It's been back and forth the entire night. I'm excited to see this round. This is going to be a good round.
Yeah, it is going to look like a very similar hold to what they did the first round, but as we've seen with this ban, Espen's Maverick play has really been the big difference in my eyes. He's able to open up everything. It's just like having another Thermite. And when you have a good Maverick player like that, Clubhouse does become possibly a little bit more attacker-sided than you've seen. Most of the time it's very defender-sided, but you can push it out to a more neutral position, depending on how your attacking pump is and how the bans go.
Yeah, we're also legally obligated to say every map is defender-sided. Just putting that out there.
Well, that's how the
Definitely
game
did not
works.
steal that joke from the Siege Invitational Finals, but that's beside the point. We are going to get right into the round as PokeSpartan is looking to take out that hatch very early on, not even a minute in, and they are going to have some control of Kitchen. Severus Vapes is going to sit back on dirt. It's pretty much a similar attack that we saw last time.
Ooh, as the Maverick is going to be having shots taken out of Sandwich is getting aggressive with that UMP, even though, as Canadian says, he does have the worst gun in the game. But if you're confident to hit your heads, any bullet to the head in this game is an insta-kill, even if you have a bad gun like the UMP.
Antidote is going to be holding with Sandwich. They're putting a lot of pressure on that office. There's no one up there, I believe. I think they a little bit confused about there until that is going to be opened up. That is what the Hibana used to open up that hatch, but PokeSpartan is definitely hearing some footsteps through that wall.
He's actually in a very strong position above. It seems like they don't know he's going to line up the headshot and take out the Thermite of bait, and Diffuser is down inside of Kitchen.
Sandwich playing a very smart play and not going back for more. Instead is going to opt to take the kill and just leave it as Moonkiller is going to take a lot of damage, actually planting the Diffuser right now. Severus Vapes is going to be taken out on dirt as Espen does take out Sandwich, but the Diffuser will go down as Major takes out Moonkiller just a little too late. They have two players on the hatch. PokeSpartan and Espen are near Kitchen. You're going to have to do a lot. That plant went down very early without much control.
Yeah, it seems like a lack of intel. They didn't know he was planting until it was down, and now as time ticking down, the roles do seem to be reversed, but Antidote is able to take out the vertical control of the Hibana playing upstairs. Now all there's left is the Maverick, who's playing in dirt, and with about 20 seconds left, he's going to go ahead and burn a Nitro out, possibly try to bait out the position of this Maverick, who's playing really passive. They know where he is, they have to stick the defuse, and he is going to be down as the Diffuser is disabled by the defenders.
Yeah, Major picking up the last kill onto Espen in dirt. Very close. I think what really happened was they got the plant down. It was a very nice, sneak plant, ninja plant, whatever terminology you like to use. But I feel like they didn't have really enough control to back it up because once Moonkiller died, they really only had a player in dirt and a player on hatch. And in a 2v4 situation, that's not very ideal for map control.
Yeah, and you had the mute of Antidote rotating up, taking a close quarter gunfight with that SMG-11. It's definitely one of the scariest guns if you're in the same room of somebody who is able to control that recoil. It does kill very fast.
After that very hectic, very close half, we are getting into the second half of this map. Texas Tech University on defense, opting to defend Church Arsenal Room on the basement floor first, with Tennessee Tech
Attackers need
going
to
on
locate and
attack.
defuse bombs.
Similar lineups. They're actually not taking the thermite. They're taking an ash instead for Tennessee. What do you think is the trade-off of taking an ash instead of a thermite?
Well, especially if you have somebody like Major, who we did see on last round, is very comfortable in the entry frag. You give your gunner an R4C, and you're just really hoping that they're able to get the opening picks and swing the momentum into your favor. As we will see, Bait going to go ahead and set up rotation holes for most likely the Legion to be playing inside of blue, as Pokespartan is going to be going ahead and reinforcing these hatches. Probably going to go ahead and electric bomb to try to slow down as much as possible. Moonkiller will be going ahead and most likely setting up these goo mines into the blue stairs and oil pit. Going to go ahead and give them a little heads up if the attackers are going to try to flush them out.
Tennessee Tech just spawned in for their first attack of the map. Gonna have to get an early lead here if they want to pull away with the win. Currently tied 3-3. Every round counts for them. Chuck already droning in the side entrance near the changing room and strip club. Not finding anyone, just droning in to get some intel.
Yeah, most of the time you only see players playing in strip as a really sneaky. They're going to try to hide out, hopefully get a missed drone, maybe get a late flank. But in this instance, it does seem like a very turtle-heavy strat. I know I've said that before, but all of the defenders are going to be near and dear to site. Besides, is there any roamers?
I think Texas Tech really likes sitting on site. We saw that on Bank. For those of you that missed it, they pretty much only once or twice had a really heavy roam. Everyone is on site with Sever's Vapes holding down blue, the other 4 on their respective sites. 2 on Church, 2 on Arsenal.
Yep, and with Basement, it is a site that you can get away with holding everybody down. You know that they have to come to you, and as we said, with maps being defender-sided, we will see Sandwich opening up a really deep angle going through 2 floors, possibly going to try to get somebody out, as we see an almost TK from Sorta Asians onto Chuck. Sort of unfortunate, but Antidote will be going ahead and using this Maverick to take out this reinforced hatch of Moto.
It's important to note that no one has diffuser. Tennessee is just leaving it outside of kitchen. That could be detrimental later if they forget to pick it up. We could see a huge error here from them, as Espen is actually going to take down Major. The Ash entry fragger is down. 1 minute left in the round. Tennessee has to pick up the diffuser. They have it outside.
You know, they've opened up a good amount of
angles down though into Church. Gonna take a lot off of Pokey.
Yeah, they've opened up a good amount of angles onto site, but they haven't taken as much map control as you would more so prefer. But Jaeger is able to go ahead and take out Chuck on that Zofia. 2 of your strongest guns are off. The Sorta Asian is going to go ahead and get the refrag onto the Jaeger, playing in blue.
34 seconds left in the round. Antidote is holding Memorial Room pretty well. Taking some pot shots in a Church. Sandwich does pick up the diffuser. 25 seconds left in the round. They don't have much time. They have to really get some quick control. Antidote has a little corner control on the floor, but that's not going to be enough. They're going to push off as Pokespartan is going to take out Antidote. Losing the 1 bit of control they had, as Espen also picks up Sandwich, is just down to 1 player. Sorta Asian versus the world. 5 seconds left, and is going to be taken out by Bait. Texas Tech winning their first defense.
We did see a really nice shot onto Sandwich. I believe we missed it, but it was a deep angle that really just took the wind out of the sails of the attacker. Once that pick went down, he was left in a clutch situation. The user was down on the ground. Not much that the Habana could do.
Yeah, they had a decent start in terms of taking control of kitchen and getting that open, but they didn't utilize it towards the end as much as they wished they could have. It really came down to the fact that they only had 30 seconds to get control of any sort of part of basement floor and make a push onto it. We are going to see some 6 picks. We are going on to CCTV cash room. Nomad is being picked up by Sandwich, and Espen is going to pick up Valkyrie.
There actually is no hard breach denial, so these attackers will be able to get a free wall on that CCTV outer side, as well as if they want, they can open up construction wall and really sort of get a pinch onto these attackers if possible. However, there should be some good intel from Espen's Valk cams that the Tennessee attackers have struggled a little bit to find. They're hidden pretty well, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I mean, for not taking any anti-hard breach, I mean, look, I get it. Maverick, especially when you're Texas Teching, used it every time they went cash, the Maverick trick. You're really thinking, what's the point of wasting an operator pick? Yes, there are other uses, such as a construction wall, but if they want to rather pick up a Valkyrie and use Intel instead, I say go for it, because that church wall is, or sorry, not church, cash wall is pretty much going to be opened up regardless.
Yeah, the only sort of argument you could have for bringing the Bandit is the MP7 is one of the stronger guns on defense as well as having a Nitro. But if you're more comfortable in another operator, such as bringing the Dock for these long engagements on rafters, then go for it. That's your call.
Antidote is going to Claymore off the run out from stock at Kindle's side. Definitely a good strategy, as they don't want to get C4 here. That would be detrimental. If they lose the Maverick and the Hibana here, that would pretty much end their push from the side.
Yes, we are going to see Antidote is going to go ahead and try to Maverick trick this out as much as possible. He isn't quite protecting himself as well as we saw Espen did, but it should, unless there is a very aggressive peek from Garage, he will be able to get this wall, assuming that there are no bad plays. Because it is going to go ahead and get open, and the Sophia should be able to go ahead and use her lifeline gadget to blow open this wall, as she does.
Bomb located by attackers.
Pokey has a decent angle, actually. So does Sandwich. Sandwich really hanging out far by the ventilation. Pokey is going to get droned out. Going to have to fall back and play it safe, as attackers on Tennessee are trying to close in as best as they can. Antidote, knowing Pokey is there, is going to shoot. Try to aim through that window. Is going to shoot, but is going to miss.
As he is going to try to isolate out this ACOG of the Dock trying to cut these long angles. We will see as the attackers are going to most likely try to help push the backside with a minute 20 left. You still have your Hibana pellets, but this Dock is in a very powerful and scary position to stop any sort of rush in on the breach to plant.
Yeah, and Tennessee really isn't pushing that bottom area of Garage, so he's going to be able to sit there as much as he wants, as Major is going to take some shots into sight. Going to miss a few, not really hitting anybody, but they have the map control. That's really what they need. With only 55 seconds left, they have the position to push it.
And unfortunately, Moonkiller does use his intel of the goo mine to take out the Zofia of Chuck, because he's going to be looking towards this jump in that the Nomad most likely wants to do. And it is going to start pushing in breach as time is dwindling down. They know that they have to make their pick. They're looking for anything to get momentum, as Nomad is going to go and take some pop shots out to the Legion.
Sort of Asian is going to try to open up progressively that wall. Excalibur going off. Holes are being made. They have a decent angle into the usual camping sites. Sandwich is going to take some shots in, not going to connect. They only have 14 seconds left. Not too much they can do. Major's going to take some shots, but going to miss all of them. Sandwich is actually going to pick up Moonkillers. Pokey gets a quick kill on an Antidote. Sandwich also picking up the double kill on a bait as Chuck gets the Claymore kill on a Severus. It's all down to 2, as it's a 2v2. TTU will actually win. Texas Tech protecting the bomb down to the last second in the 2v2.
He actually seemed to have downed the planter with that pistol play, which was a very clutch position. Like we said, that garage position with any sort of ACOG is so powerful, and I think as the attackers really needed to flush him out, but were unable to do so as the Maverick rotated a little bit too late.
Despite being down 2, Tennessee has the chance to come back hard. I mean, that round's close. They are down 2, but they have the option. They are going Gym Bedroom currently, which is not the best site in the world to defend. So Tennessee has a decent chance, I'd say, to bring this to a 4-5 game.
Yeah, the most likely time you see Gym 1 is when you whip it out as your first site. You sort of take people out of their comfort zone. They don't have the right ops setups here. But when you're bringing the Nomad, you're bringing the Zofia, or if the Nomad brings those breaching charges, you are going to have a good amount of soft breach to take out those castle barricades, as well as the Hibana pellets to help you take cash. Hopefully, if you bring the Maverick and Ash over to that back wall, you should be able to open it with just those 2 people, assuming you're still able to get the same Maverick tricking that you did on the cash wall. But we will see this very similar footholds open up by Smoke as Maestro and Smoke give a little kiss on the rotate.
Pokey Spartan is going to do similar strategies last time. As I say, we see a lot of teams do that. Extend the site into cache construction, which works pretty well. We saw when Texas Tech did that. It took Tennessee a lot of extra utility. Switch out. When Tennessee did that, Texas Tech took a lot of extra utility to really get through that. They did come away with the round win, but it cost them a lot of time, and time is very precious in this game.
Time is what you're really looking towards with any sort of roam. You can, if you don't get killed till 45 seconds left and you have an entire team pushing at you, even if you don't get a single pick as a roamer, you can say that you did your job correctly. Time is the most powerful tool that the defenders have at their disposal, hence why most sites are defender-sided. You kill time, time's always on your side until the attackers have to push, and then they rush right into your sites.
We are just under 2 minutes left in the round.
We will see Major going ahead and droning out this castle as they know there is presence inside of Jim. Antidote is going to go ahead and start trying to open up this wall as much as possible. Is actually able to do the successful Maverick trick, making this reinforced wall soft.
That's going to be pretty big. That's something we didn't see Texas do last time they attacked the site. Major is going to blow up an area into cache. Going to try to get a little bit of a split push here. A sandwich actually takes out Espen. That is a Maverick down. Minute and a half into the round. That's a very vital pick. Going to help them out a lot later. Maestro, sorry.
Yeah, Sandwich is able to now get a one-tap onto the smoke. Now there's no more breach denial on the side of the defenders. With still 5 people up, 1:20 left on the clock. It's looking like a very strong attack from these Tennessee players.
And we are getting down to the wire here. Not much time left. Major and Pokey have fallen. Sandwich is planning the diffuser. Sort of Asian is just really trying to get play. Not going to find anything there. Have the plant down. Ooh, Severus Vapes is going to take out Sandwich from below. Going to have a decent angle, but is going to be forced to rotate up in this 2v3 retake.
Yeah, now as the attackers go outside, they know they're safe. Hopefully they have drone intel dealing with those dead attackers on these cams, feeding them as much intel as possible. Moonkiller is able to get a pick onto the Nomad of Antidote, but as Chuck is still outside, as well as Sorta Asian cutting any main stairs rotation, Moonkiller is going to go ahead and start peeking the defuse, but Chuck is able to go ahead and get the pick. Now with very few time left, it does seem like Series Vape does have to stick this, as the Havana does get hit with a Legion Mine, but he does get off the defuse and unfortunately is unable to clutch out the retake situation.
Tennessee Tech is going to win out that round, bringing it to a 4-5 round score. Definitely still very close. We go to round 10, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where Texas Tech decides to go.
Texas Tech does have the option to go back down to basement, which they will be taking, which they had a very strong hold on the first time around. They're really tucking in. They know how they've sort of felt out exactly how these attackers are playing. They know that they can get away with the turtle strat and win their gunfights as much as possible.
We are getting into this next round here. Going through the pick and ban phase. It's like Major is switching off the Ash.
And it's been a very similar attacking composition each time, with it seems like Major is just their flex utility pick, picking whatever he feels like the attackers need. The rest of the roles seem pretty solidified, as well as seen on the defender side. With Moonkiller on the Legion, they've been alternating between Cade and possibly like a Valkyrie, depending on intel. But as we will see a Doka be brought out by Major, possibly anticipating some sort of roam game from these Texas defenders, being able to drop a logic bomb and flush out positions with sound cues is very powerful indeed.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how that pick plays. On one hand, getting the intel from the cameras and the equalizer is going to be very strong having those open. But the problem is you're going to have to get a cell phone first from an operator that you killed. And Texas Tech historically in this matchup has not roamed, and we've said it multiple times. They're not a team that likes to roam on these sites as far as we've seen, so it's going to be a little difficult to have that Dokkaebi come into play early on into the round.
As we will see Pokey gonna go ahead and put an Electric Claw onto this lounge. And Sandwich is falling through the map possibly, which is just his drone. Actually, it's just his drone falling through the map, which is good. But as Sorta Agent is gonna go ahead and flash himself outside, very unfortunate.
That is definitely unfortunate. I mean, the G key is next to the V key, so I can see the little confusion there, but that is going to cost them a little bit of time, a little bit of utility. Not the worst thing in the world. We do have Espen, Severus, and I believe also Pokey all looking down towards Garage Oil. That's a lot of people hanging out in blue. Major is going to spot them, going to have the intel.
Oh, it actually seems like they know there's not a thermite. So with good timing from the Cade, he will be able to Cade trick with that Electro Claw to stop any sort of breaching. But as it does seem that the Maverick is the one in lounge, he will just be able to use that torch to blast open that metal reinforcement hatch.
Someone has dropped oil. Espen has sight. Could be a very easy kill for either of them, as they are fairly obvious to each other when they peek. I believe X Kairos did just go off somewhere. I believe that was on Blue Hatch.
It was an
Attempted. That Electric Claw did go off. Oof. As we expected, Major is going to predict that Espen was hanging through that. Pokey with a Kobe does not land. Severus Vapes trying to hold off Blue for the team, as Texas is down an operator, one of their most important ones. 50 seconds left in the round as Chuck takes down Severus Vapes.
As he's going to go ahead and push in through blue, he's going to start taking some site control. Unknowing to him, actually is known, that there is a player playing over by these gold pallets by this back Maestro camp. However, Antidote is able to go ahead and take 2 picks out of Church. And with the now intel that Pokey is alone inside Armory, the diffuser is going to go down and possibly set up a necessary retake for Cade.
Texas is a long way to go. Will Peak is spotted from blue by Major, tying up the game, currently 5-5, down to the last 2 rounds. Now, Tennessee really wants to win this. Losing the first map 4-7 means that in order for them to tie the night, they have to win this map. If they tie this map, they get a partial loss because they tied once, lost once. For those of you who are new here, that's how we do it. Best of 2, you either tie, fully win, partial lose, or total loss. It could be a total loss for Tennessee Tech. Texas Tech guaranteed at least a tie.
You know, that Dokkaebi play from Major was actually really good, as he does seem very comfortable with that M14 EBR. He got 2 beautiful one-taps that really swung the round into the momentum of the attackers.
Yeah, I mean, that early kill onto Espen really put a dent into Texas's ability to hold sight. Having those evil eyes down, definitely not what you want to happen halfway through the round.
Yeah, especially you're losing the Aldo, which is a really great gun. 81 bullets can kill 81 people in theory if you're only hitting heads. And when there's only 5 people in the enemy team and you've got an absolute bullet hose, it really does bring forth a really strong defender. And Sandwich is going to go ahead and drone out the Jaeger, doing a late reinforcement, as he will most likely go ahead and rotate back down to blue.
Looking like similar lineups from both teams.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
It's most likely going to be a repeat attack, most likely going to push towards blue a lot, try to get that Moto hatch drop and pinch out wherever these anchors are playing. Pokey does, instead of A-tricking the blue hatch, he does seem to have rotated into Moto as sort of a on-fly rotation here. So he actually proves me wrong once again and is going to go ahead and be holding underneath Kitchen Hat.
Yeah, it's all on the line for both teams. Texas is trying to guarantee the partial win with this round, and Tennessee trying to guarantee that they will not get a total loss. A lot of movement going around for Tennessee, trying to move around kitchen, different hatches, trying to get as much open as they can. Not too much map control on the basement floor so far, as I do not believe they set foot down there. Sort of agent hanging outside the kitchen, trying to get that hatch open, playing around.
As he will go ahead and jump in, unknowns to him that there is an angle open beneath for this Cade. As soon as he hears these X-Kyro pellets go off, he is going to throw that Electric Claw and try to get rid of some utility.
Antidote is looking to open that hatch. Gonna take out 3 of the sides, and it should fall. Someone was right below that, opted to fall back. Bait and Moonkiller chilling in church. Severus Vapes chilling in blue.
And with a minute 20,
Gunshots going off. No one taking damage yet. Goomine does go off onto Chuck.
and with a minute 10 left on the clock, all 10 players are still alive. It's going to look like it's going to be a really chaotic crash. Hopefully, we get a nice, exciting round as these anchors are still in very powerful positions. But unfortunately, Espen is taken out by the M14 of the Dokkaebi as Chuck does go ahead and swing in, clear out blue, and get map control. But it is instantly refragged back by Bait on the smoke.
Flash is going to go out. Bait will avoid both of them. Ooh, it's going to be able to take down Sandwich. That's going to be vital for Texas as the diffuser is down in blue. Is all up the Sword of Agent as Moonkiller takes down Antidote. Sword of Agent has to grab the diffuser at the bottom of blue stairs. Going to have to push, going very slowly. Has 33 seconds left to make some movement here.
But when you still have on the board the Legion and the Smoke, who are both going to be able to kill off as much time as possible. But he's going to go and flash in and have to challenge Moonkiller with that T5 of Legion. He's going to go and teabag a little bit, try to get some confidence. But as the Cade does peek out, actually it's the Smoke in church. He's going to go and smoke off the bomb. He's going to have to take this damage as he pushes through. Not really much he can do.
And with that, Texas secures the partial win for the night. 1 round left to go. Actually, yes, does secure the partial win. Sorry, Tennessee Tech is going to look to tie this up so they do not get the total loss. Everything is going on this round. This is all for the points for the season. Week 3 Wednesday night match. Last round match point. I'm excited. We're going back to church. CCTV. Cash CCTV. I cannot read.
Yeah, there's so many C's on this map. There's clubhouse, first off, then you have CCTV room, you have cash room, and you have church, all rushing in. You can get a little flustered up inside your head, especially as we're also trying to keep straight of TTU versus TTU. It is sort of a big old jumble in the head.
Yes. 8 seconds left. We are getting our 6 picks. We're going to pick from Cav. Did not see any action today on Dukaid by Espen. Sandwich starting with the diffuser. It's going to be interesting as this site has gone back and forth for people winning it. Let me look at the stats right quick. I believe this is actually might be the defense. So a defense has won this twice, the site twice, and attack has won the site once. So statistically, with our very small sample size, Texas Tech has the advantage here.
Yeah,
But anything can happen.
Yeah, they're going to look to ice out this game and secure that extra point. If they are to lose this round, they will only get a partial win, which is worth 2 points as opposed to a full win of 3. Unfortunately for Tennessee Tech, is with a partial loss, it is 0 points, and all it does help is it will remove the bigger gap in the standings for Texas Tech, and it does help them on round differential as well.
Yeah, Texas Tech currently sitting at 2nd in the Division 3 with Tennessee at 4th. Definitely some Week 3 shakeups going on here as both teams are fighting for the total win or partial. And trying to do the Maverick trick once again. Got the top part done. Needs to get the bottom Major's drone under the map once again, at least from our perspective.
As we will see Sandwich rotating over to put an air jab on this garage door. And it seems as if Antidote is going to be really ambitious and attempt to open up the entire wall as opposed to just one. Sort of gives him a better path to run, and you can choose which side of server that you want to use. But as Pokey is still looking like he is unpressured inside garage, if that does, we saw what he did last time. He was able to use that rotate hole, take those long gun fights with the ACOG, and eventually whip out his pistol to take out the diffuser.
With just about half of the round left, get hyped as we are coming down still 5v5. Antidote droning into CCTV, seeing someone at the top of stairs, gonna call that out for the teammates.
So he will burn another drone to see if he's safe to run in. He's going to look towards rafters and actually look past the dock, whose position might still be unknown, as Sorta Asian is watching his flank up in gym, as he knows that hatch is open. He knows that somebody could just swing under and blast him in the back as he's trying to breach. But with a minute left, there's still 10 people left, just like last round, as Base Major is trying to push towards this backside, possibly to flush out any roamers, maybe get this wall open if possible. But it looks like he's actually just going to get droned in and attempt to take some cash control.
Sorta Asian has a nice angle here as Moo Killer will get the headshot on a sandwich, putting the Nomad down. Diffuser is going to be outside. Pokey is going to be taken down by Chuck on the catwalk in garage. Definitely quick refrags. Chuck low on health. Ooh, the goo mine is actually going to down Chuck, forcing them to use a withstand.
With 33 seconds left, Moonkiller is going to be able to take out the vulnerable Zofia as she is in the withstanding phase. 20 seconds left. It's looking strong for these vendors here, trying to ice out this game. They know that they have to rush in through breach. The diffuser is on window, actually. But as Antidote is able to take out one, he is going to be instantly refragged out by Moonkiller, who had a great round.
With that, Texas Tech is going to finish the night 4-7 on Bank, 5-7 on Clubhouse, securing them the total win for the night. Definitely very close game. Round score is pretty close, but I'd say that a lot of those rounds were down to the wire. How about you?
Yeah, it was fun to watch. As like we said with the last round, it was last game, it was 7-4, but it was a lot closer than that. And a 7-5 scoreline might seem like it was a good win, but it definitely is stress. As Sandwich tried to do as much as he could, getting 13 kills, but unfortunately, the three-prong attack of Espen, Severus, Vapes, and Bait all getting double digits is just seemed too much to overcome.
Yeah, definitely a high velocity, high kill game. I enjoyed that. That was a great Wednesday night, middle of the week match. Pretty soon here, we are going to get into our interview. One of the members from Texas Tech will be coming over to answer a few questions from yours truly and CDAPS. We will have that momentarily. In the meantime, what do you expect to see from, or what do you hope to see from these teams going forward? Oh, never mind. We will have Bait here from Texas Tech. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How about you?
Pretty good. So first of all, congratulations on the win. To start off here, what were your thoughts for the closer rounds? There are a lot of close rounds there. What do you think really went into securing your wins there?
We have really good guys that are really good at late round, especially knowing when to peak and when we have diffuser playing the time, especially as the defenders. Also, too, a lot of those rounds probably shouldn't have been close. We were kind of throwing bodies sometimes, and that was causing us to get in those positions. But luckily, like I said, we have the players that allow us to get out of those positions.
Yeah, so it was really interesting for us to see, as most of your sites, you guys did seem very comfortable just sitting on site and sort of doing a more turtle site. Some teams might do it more of a roaming, but you guys definitely were more so on the late flanks as opposed to a deep roam. Have you guys had any trouble with possibly roaming and have shifted to more of a late flank?
No, because personally, like roaming, if we are going to roam, I wouldn't even consider roaming because what we do is it's just an extended hold. If we're going to roam, we're going to dedicate a lot of utility and people to it. But on the two maps we played, those aren't really roam-heavy maps for us, especially Club. Club is basically a turtle map in itself. Bank is a little bit more roam-heavy, but we prefer not to do it. Also, too, we do have stress roam. We just didn't use them. So.
Yeah, and I see most likely with how the bans went out on Bank, Jackal was on the board, which does make it a little bit scary to roam. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree 100%. And that Thatcher ban is strategic towards especially that blue hold and server. It allows me to have all my ADSs up and makes them have to physically burn them versus just throwing one EMP and getting rid of them.
Now on Bank, did you not ban Jackal because you didn't plan on roaming too much, or is that just you thought Thatcher was more important to ban?
The Jackal ban I think is kind of a niche ban. Like I feel like it's useless to ban the Jackal because even though, especially with us, because like I said, we don't roam heavy. So if we were to roam, maybe we'd ban the Jackal. But even then, I think banning a Jackal is just kind of a waste in the ban, especially when they're more important ops like Habana, Capita, Monty, Thatcher, more things that can affect the attackers a lot more than Jackal care.
Yeah, so again, congrats on the win. You're currently sitting, I believe, 3-0 so far, week 3. How does that feel? What are your plans going forward for the rest
If
of the
it,
season?
It feels really good, man. We're just gonna keep our form. We're gonna keep going. Today we got a little sloppy, so hopefully we can clean it up in practice next week. We're looking good. I'm feeling confident. I love my team. We're playing really well.
That's good. That's good. Again, congrats on the win. CDAPs, do you have anything else?
Well, so just give this was Bait from Texas Tech giving a wonderful interview. So now, as we close out the stream, we would like to thank our sponsors. Here we have New Gaming, which is a good apparel company if you're looking towards maybe getting some jerseys or any merch for your esports, as well as Corsair for those peripherals, and Rogue Energy to keep you fueled up. Use code CEA for 10% discount at checkout.
Yeah, and with that, thank you for watching our Wednesday night game. Tomorrow night, we have another game. We will be having UA versus SJSU at 9 p.m. Be sure to tune in. And with that, we'd like to thank Bait from Texas Tech for coming and interviewing, and congratulations on the win. I'm King of Dopenshire.
And I'm CDAPS.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.